guys. If anyone's in the chat, can you let me know how the music and voice balance is at the moment? So I'm just rearranging my mic at the moment. So you can let me know if anything is too loud or too quiet, if you can hear me nice and clearly. Hi Liz, how you doing? How you feeling? Also, how loud am I? How quiet am I? I don't know. Once I know how loud or quiet I am, I can actually properly start, because I'm just like, I don't know. Hey witch puppy, how you doing? Luna, are you in here with me? Can I figure out if you're in here? No, you're not. You're not in your little box. It's like, it me! That's literally what I've just done with the cat. Like, because basically the cat now has a permanent box underneath my desk. So when I actually finally get the money to upgrade my black boxes underneath my desk to some white calyx ones from IKEA, or I find someone giving them away cheap nearby, which is always a possibility. I'm going to be setting up a little, like, hopefully getting a webcam, because I'm going to start, when I feel a bit better of how I look, I'll probably start, like, actually putting a camera so you can see me when I'm drawing in all weird faces. But I'm also want to set up, like, a cat screen so that you guys can see her in the box, because she's exceptionally cute, and I would like to capitalise on this for money. Okay. Alright, cool. Well, we're going to be doing the standard same old, same old. I'm going to do some warm-ups just because I've been doing traditional work all day. Saying that, I've been doing traditional work all day and I've really realised how much I have not done traditional work over the last 12 months. And was like, I've forgotten how to use inks. Apart from my brush pen, which I'm so glad I have been doing quick inks because that's been fine. But yeah, I've been doing traditional days, so it's good to, I need to do some warm-ups just to kind of, I don't know, Liz, if you get this, but, or if there's anyone else here in the chat who does digital artwork, that I always find that depending on what screens you're using, there's always like a disparity to where you put like your pen and whatever hits or the pressure that you need to do. So, you know, joys and joys. But yeah, I'm going to start doing some portrait painting, but I'm going to do some doodles first. So if there's any requests in the chat, because my patrons haven't given me anything. I keep thinking I've got the cat brushing my leg, but it's just my yoga pants, I think. But whoop whoop. Alright, give me a sec. And if you can send me some requests over, we'll do some doodles. And we'll get this party started. Let me just... For a second, I was like, oh my god, my pen's not charged up. Yeah, because fun fact with UGs, over, say... why is there a delay? Why are you so slow? What are you doing? That's weird. Sorry, my tablet, there's a lot of lag happening. Uno momento. Why you lag, my friendo? Why you lagging? Sorry, you have it. I think Sai is having a moment. Yeah, why are you laggy? Give me a sec. I'm just gonna actually, like, just close this. It's gonna go black for a second. And see if restarting Sai is gonna help. Because... that's a thing. You weren't doing that earlier. You're still doing it. What on earth? One second, guys. Let's just have a... It literally was not doing that a second ago. So I'm not sure why it's doing it now. It's lagging. It just means that I can't doodle with it. I'm just going to see if Photoshop's working. If Photoshop's working, alright, I'll use that. Not sure if I'll be doing any portrait painting though, but we'll see. Because I don't usually use Photoshop because I forget where everything is. I need to re-download Clip Studio as well because... Yeah, Psy is odd in general though, that's the thing. It's like... Oh, Psy. To be fair, I can't complain. It is done like run by one guy to my knowledge, so... Who, bless him, does a good job. So yeah, bear me with the black screen at the moment, although that's weird. That is really weird. It's showing up my cursors all over the place. Wow. I'm not sure if it's Psy or if it's OBS that's having a bit of a moment here, guys. Bear with me one sec. Let's see if... You guys can't see it, but I've got Photoshop up. Let's just see if that has a lag with drawing. No, that doesn't have a lag. So, obviously, there's something going on here with Psy. So, bear with me one second, folks. Although, if we go use Photoshop, please be kind, because I actually don't use Photoshop that often. I have it for certain applications, usually for my animations, and a few other tricks that I have for doing other bits that work. That's A5, yeah, we go. And making PDFs and stuff like that. Because I find some of the... Yeah, no, Psy's just having a... Psy's just being temperamental. Unfortunately, Psy does that a lot. I mean, Liz can ascribe to this as well. Psy pulls this sort of stuff a lot. And now Psy's like, no, like... What do you mean window capture? There's no catwit screen here to capture. Welcome to why you shouldn't ever rely on Psy, because as much as Psy is good at times, it is also a pain in the butt. Yep. And yeah, for some odd reason, Streamlabs is not picking up that I have Photoshop open. What on earth? Bear me one second, folks. My computer is definitely haunted today. It is... The gremlins are in the system and the gremlins are playing around. It's because I've been watching too much Taz today, that's why the gremlins have moved in and are trying to destroy my computer. So, alright, I might have to just do a screen capture, which I'd rather not do, because I don't really want you guys seeing all my private shit. Let's have a look and see. Let's try doing a window capture again and see if this works this time. Lock screen, properties. There we go. It found it. No, it's just I'll have to send it across to the Oh, what's that? Oh, someone mentioned me in their Instagram story. Ooh. I'll have to look that up in a second. Okay, and let's just put that to the top. There we go. Thank you for bearing with me, guys. Hi, Gabe. Hello, Miss. Yeah. Oh, it's actually sorted itself out. Oh, hey! Oh, slobs. I love how, like, Streamlabs OBS, which is what I use. It's actually really handy if you're a newbie, because it does, like, all the stuff for you for the most part. It does have some really good gerblins. Some real good gerblins going on the system. But we got it sorted. I will try Psy again later because of if I'm going to do some painting, which I really need to get some done. I'll just be honest. I don't know how to do 3D rendering painting in Photoshop because it works completely different from Psy. But for the purposes of this, Photoshop will work fine for doing some warm-up doodles, so we can postpone that for a little bit. So, if anyone wants to put in the chat box any requests that they want me to doodle out, because I need do some warm-ups, so it's standard old fare, guys. As my patrons haven't given me any, well, my patrons outside of the ones that are in the chat, haven't given me anything in the Discord, so just put some in the chat and we'll do some quick doodles. I can't promise they'll be any good, but we can certainly try. And giggle at when I fail to draw hands, because that is a common thing. Gerblin. A gerblin. Okay, I can try drawing a gerblin. Oh, to be fair, I can just draw knot, because knot is my favourite of all gerblins to draw. But you have to bear with me, because I am going to have to get used to drawing in Photoshop, which is ironic, because a couple of years ago, I only drew ever in Photoshop. Only ever in Photoshop. But then I got introduced to Psy, and then I converted to Psy, and then Psy became the abusive boyfriend that I can never quite escape, because as much as he mistreats me, I can't leave. Don't know why Scarablin's. No. Let's move my keyboard so I can actually get to the shortcut keys. But I do warn you that now I've had to move my keyboard, there's a good chance that my boobs are gonna like hit the keys, so you might have some random commands like come up. Because drawing with big boobs, gotta love it. Okay. Alright, let's have a look at brushes, because I have not used, even though this is I've got a subscription to Photoshop, I don't really use it a huge amount. So let's find a good inking brush. Yeah, that kind of works. Could do it being a bit more tapered, so let's have a look. Yeah, you guys get to see me trying to go, oh, how do I use this? Shape dynamics. No, that's overall shapes. Go. Count, scan. Ah, there we go. There we go. Knew it in here somewhere. No, still don't like that. So this is the problem. When you don't really use Photoshop often, or like any program often, you always get like your favourite brushes. So when you come into a new like program, you're like, you literally make those noises. Or at least that's what I end up doing. So, with some brush tips, shape dynamics, there we go, pen pressure, I would like to make that, yes. There we go, that will do for now. Go away. Plus, to be fair, the other reason why I struggle with this version of Photoshop is that for ages, for like literally 10 years, I used CS2. And then I suddenly skipped up to this version, which is like, this has loads of functionality I have no idea to use. So, that's always fun. Always fun. It probably doesn't show because I've got it on window capture. It's something that because that's the settings I use for when I record my screen when I do my YouTube, which I've actually got a couple of YouTube videos which I'm currently in the process of editing at the moment. Which are my Patreon print pieces that I have got edited, but because they're somewhat edited, I've put them together and tied them up. But because I've got a lot of things that I've got to get done this week, like I have some overdue work for Beastly Beverages, and I also have some Patreon stuff which I've got to get in with this evening. The only reason I'm streaming this evening is because I had digital work that I've got digital work, i.e. the my Patreon stuff, which I can do. What am I doing? Don't draw teeth like that. How? Boop, boop, boop. Alright, so let's quickly. Okay, so the teeth are going to be like that. So if we just put that opacity down. It's not going to be a great grublin because of, again, I'm not used to drawing in Photoshop, so it's got, ironically, even though you're drawing with the same sort of pen, stylus, and you know, the same pen, the same stylus, the same equipment as it is, I find that each program has like a different feel to it, if that makes sense. And I've gotten so used to using Psy, which is a really bad thing, because unfortunately Psy is not the industry standard, so you know. You kind of got to get used to using it, because generally everything is dealt with PSD, which is ironic, because actually Photoshop was never really designed as an art program. It was always designed, as it says, as a photo program. And that's why a lot of the sort of systems, that's why it doesn't have the best stabilizer and things, because it was never really intended as an art program. It just did over time because that's what people started using it for. And then Adobe were like, hey, we can make money out of this, so we're going to. Ha ha. Yeah, I find that Photoshop feels a bit awkward to me. It's because of, again, it doesn't really have any stabilizer support. You can download functions for it, but the stabilizer I find is just, I don't know, there just always seems to be, for me, a disjoint between what you're trying to do. And how it ends up looking. Sometimes I don't mind Photoshop because sometimes if I'm having more of a messy brushing day, it can work alright. It just depends on the day. So I will try Psy again in a minute and see if it's gonna misbehave still, or if it can actually behave. Goblin Mum is best, Mum. Seriously, I'm glad that I've actually been able to enjoy Not, because I didn't really get on very well with Scanlan, just because of my own issues. And I think Sam, bless his cottons, was trying to do things with certain bits of his characters and unfortunately just fell flat a little bit. And as much as I like Tarian, there was bits where it was like, oh dear, please don't. As an LGBT person, please don't. This is kind of awkward watching you try and explore this. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much for the follow. It is appreciated. Yeah, there we go. Something's missing and I can't think what. Oh, her hair. That's what. No, it's not what I wanted. I was like thinking, what are you doing? Don't you stop messing around Photoshop. I'm not sure I could take that today. Or is it because of trying to draw too lightly with a big brush? Yeah, so I'm really enjoying that I get to actually enjoy Not, because of Sam always strikes me as a decent guy. It's unfortunately his characters in campaign 1 fell a bit flat for me. But it's like, as much as I love Caleb, I'm still like, I miss my bird son. But that's because of, yeah, I'm just Raven trash. Which is probably why my first paladin in NPC that was in my Exandria game ended up being a paladin of the Raven Queen. Because I'm just like, I am Raven trash. Complete Raven trash. Well, that reminds me, I've just put in an order with Zap, as much as I don't really want to. I'm going to be doing possibly some last minute collar pins for London. So probably some dice collar pins, although I am debating getting some Ravens because I've already got a design for them. And doing some Raven collar pins. Because I've got some red beads left, so I wouldn't have to buy anything apart from the charms, which I've ordered already because I had some refund money from them back. Yeah, I'd chase up with them. Like, if it's 3 weeks ago, that's longer than what you said, and ask for a partial refund. And if needs be, kick up on Twitter. I found that was the only way to get them to pay attention at times. But yeah, I'm just trying to decide whether I want to do D20 collar pins or ravens, because I don't think I can. Actually, can I do? No, I won't be able to do both, I don't think. Depends. I have to sit there and think about it, because I've done the order, but I need to send the art across because I'll need it by London, which means I'm going to be like, I need these by these dates, get it right, or I'm going to really kick off. Alright, any more requests from people for more doodles? Ugh. Let's get rid of this white. There we go. That's a bit easier to draw. Oh, also, sorry, I've still not sorted out the Nightbot. The Nightbot has this thing where it doesn't like caps, and it keeps going, I hate you because you like caps. So please ignore it. I will sort it out when I get a chance. It is just Nightbot as an a-hole, and I'm very deeply sorry. Yeah, Nightbot is just got this thing, like, you can spam, but if you use too many caps, it's like, no, none of this. I do not like this. This is not appropriate grammar. Ravenburb. Yeah, I don't know, it's one of those things of, I mean, I could do a raven and a dice set. So you have like a raven on one side and a dice on the other, but I'm not sure if that would work or balance out. So I will see. I'll probably do some doodles tomorrow and probably put them up and see what people think. Yeah, Nightbot is weird. It's he's temperamental. Anyway. So, yeah, but the thing is, Raven holding a dice means I have to do the artwork, whereas I've already got the existing assets for everything else, and it's just me trying to be like, okay, I've got this order in, I need to get through now, I don't have time, I've got so many other bits of work I need to get through, what can I use that I've already got? And I've already got a Raven, and I've already got the zap file for the Raven, I just need to resize it, and remove the smoke behind it, so I'm like, Yeah, it's just trying to minimise, because I have work for you that I need to get done. Alright, so more doodle requests, because I've still got a little while, and then before I try Psy up again and see if I can get this painting to work. Oh, I've got itchy eyeballs. Goddamn cat made my eyes itch. Well, I can draw Molly. Molly is fine. It's quite... Oh, I've not really drawn Molly in ages. I'm having a brain freeze, like... So if I make really weird noises, I've been watching way too much YouTube today. So, I don't know, just a lot of YouTube. It's like you have the YouTube voice, the YouTube voice slash noises. Oh yeah, Molly is totally just like making jokes. Which reminds me, I've got a bit of artwork, a comic that I'm doing, which I need to finish off, but I'm really afraid because I think when I put it out, the critters may kill me. So I'm like, screw it, I am not drawing him. I was going to be like, I'll draw him in the coat. No, I'm not drawing him in the coat. I am not doing that to myself. He can just be in his shirt. Because I am not doing that to myself. I am so not doing that to myself. Not for a doodle. Why? Because of, like Casey, I really like bittersweet shit. And it's something that I told a critter back in March that I had got an idea for, and they just looked at me and like, why do you do this? I'm like, because I enjoy inflicting pain on others. Just ask my players in D&D. Right, Rebecca? Because I make my players cry. I make my players cry. That is my theme tune. What made just like distance sobbing in the background. Oh, Rebecca, I'm so sorry I did that to Taryn. I mean, but you know, I had to have a reason for his sister being angry, and you know. Fun fact, I hate drawing necks. Because it's really hard to go, where's the actual placement here? Okay, I've now decided that whenever I'm drawing Molly, apparently now has really flouncy curly hair, so that's apparently now a thing with me. Okay, let's have all the jewellery, because... I like Taryn's sister as well. She's very fun to play as an NPC. Not as fun as Vela. She is still my absolute favourite to play. Only because I can do so much with her, and therefore... I might clean this sketch up at some point because I should really like how this looks as a doodle. Okay, I'm going to give him a bit of a glittery belt. It looks a bit effeminate, but I'm pretty sure at the beginning Tylerson was like, "Oh yeah, he's effeminate." I don't know. That could be me just making shit up. Screw it, he's getting piercings on his tail as well. Yeah, Bella is a badass. I love her to bits. And if you guys aren't, depending on what you guys do, she could also be like pretty high up in Whitestone by the end of the game. So that could, well, not even by the end of the game. Could be very interesting. Actually, for a very rough sketch pose, I'm quite happy, and I've done this without reference. I'm kind of happy with this. Like, it's not perfect by any way, shape or means, but it looks fluid enough. Right, yeah, I've decided he gets flouncy, curly hair when I draw him. This is definitely now a thing. Yeah. I'm sad Molly's gone. Like, Molly does does make me sad. Just because of the rep. The representation. Although I did get annoyed when everyone's like, "Let's kill the gays." It's like, no! It's not. No. That is not it. There was not like, no. Guys, no. If you think that, no. Oh, sorry, that's my phone going again. But yeah, I might tidy this up actually at some point. Sorry, I'm just finding out what someone's pinged at me. Sorry. But yeah, I might tidy this up. But yeah, apparently my enamel pins have been shipped. So I am very excited. Do you know what, I'm going to give him bracelets. Very, very excited. My Kiss My Queer Ass pins are almost here. Like, watch me really avoid drawing hands because I would need reference for this, but like, here you go. god, it looks like it's got like 80s perm sort of thing going on here. There you go. Let's give it a sec. Just rub that out. I don't know what it is. I just tend to give D&D characters these like sash belts. I don't even know where I picked this up from, but like I gave the same to. I know I've done it for Ree, my trickster cleric. She has one of these. But yeah, there you go. There's a Molly. We have a Molly, which I actually think I am gonna clean up later. Let's just resize that slightly. I do it so often. I do like a sash belt and then they've got belts going over the top. Because I'm like, well, like a sash, if you've got it thick enough, that's a blanket as well. So it's finding creative uses that it would have had. Also, I think it's really nice, like giving a bit of an ostentatious, not ostentatious, but giving a bit of a fancy edge. I think it's probably because I've seen a lot of Dragon Age Inquisition, and a lot of Dragon Age Inquisition armor has a lot of fabric folds in that. So, but yeah, at some point I might actually tidy this up. I'm not really liking the arm. The arm's a bit thing, but the general pose and feeling to it I really like. So I'll probably try and polish that up at some point. She says, famous last words. Now I'm just going to quickly see if I can get Sai to work. So bear with me one moment, guys. So let's see if I can get Sai up and running. Now it depends on whether Sai's got a hissy fit, because I've got please work. Please work. No. I don't know what is up with Sai this evening. Is it because you... Okay. We've discovered why that was. It just doesn't want to be on a bristle brush right now. Alright. Give me a sec. I'm going to move over to Sai because I've finally got it working. Let's quickly save this. File. Save. Right. Alright. Someone did a thing because of things just made a beep. What did someone do? Oh, I hate when it does this. So, just for... Thank you for the donation. I see you. Stop giving me money. Hi, Edom. How you doing? Alright, so... Alright, I've now got this working, so if I can just get Sai up on here. So... Sorry. Nope, that's not what I want. So bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to see if I can get Sai to play ball. Because if I can, we'll move on to that so I can actually get on with some what I'm planning on doing this evening, i.e. some painting. Because I've got a cloud strife and I've also got witch puppies to start as well. Come on. Alright, so... Oh, nope. There we go. Da, da. Hee. Oh, I'm glad you like the tabaxi. That tabaxi was so hard. I have a whole new respect for furry artists after doing that freaking tabaxi sticker and print. I'm pretty sure my patrons were trolling me with that because I was like, why? Why? You already voting for this because you said, because I said, I was like, no, please no. But no, I'm happy that it came out in the end. The tabaxi did come out really well in the end. Alright, so let's get started by putting that there. So heads up guys, like just a part of my process, you probably notice that a lot of the time I don't paint straight onto white. I tend to always like start with a colour blue, because actually blue is one of the better colours for your eyes to adjust to, because it's not like a strict contrast. It's one of the reasons why people who have dyslexia or sort of that sort of thing will use like a blue filter or coloured filter, because if it stops the contrast being quite as bad, it means it's easier to focus, and I find it's a lot easier for me to paint and draw, and it helps me get my tones a bit right when I'm painting. So I need, well, the thing is, you see, so I'm stuck and going, think Edom, you tackled that challenge flawlessly and only with a minimum amount of cheating. I didn't cheat. I fully drew her face underneath without the sash over her face, but because I was going for a rogue-esque sort of look, it didn't look right. Having the face mask made it look better, so anyway, so let's find a reference picture for Cloud. This is going to be fun because if my patron thinks that this is going to be anything like what Cloud looks like, he's severely overestimating my ability to replicate, seriously overestimating my ability to replicate visual images. Just wait 1 second, I'm just getting a reference image. I'm not going to use any of the PS4 footage because that's just going to make me get really paranoid and need to and be like, I must make this super realistic, which I don't want. They got a Dissidia version. I mean, I could just do like Kingdom Hearts Cloud, i.e. Supreme Edge Lord. Alright. So, just give me 1 sec, just gotta find... some reference images, because we always use reference. Well, not always. I very rarely use reference. Well, I say that. I use reference less often than I should. That is why my fabric folds always look a bit meh, because I need to actually go and study fabric folds a bit better. Alright. Alright, I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way for this because with Psy, everything's a little easier with where the shortcuts are. So I don't need to use my thing as much. Yeah, it turned out like for some odd reason it was not liking doing things. Actually, let's just close Photoshop down. Just so that's not eating up more capacity for the thing. Yep. View. New view. Nope. Wrong one. View, new view, and then let's just minimize that all down. So that means that what on earth? Slide's having a moment again. Just gonna do this. That means then I am that it is zoomed out enough for me to sort of have an idea of what's going on without me constantly zooming in and out. But there we go. I kind of like the pose on this one for how his face is going to be. So I'm not going to copy it, but I'm just going to use it as a sort of base reference for the pose. Alright, that's halfway down the head, halfway down the head, nose, mouth, eyeball, rough nose shape. Right, next one, right for the jawbones, ear. Yeah, okay. Let's resize that. Yeah, it should be interesting to see what my patrons come up with this month, because if they were really kind to me last month for September and actually voted for Morrigan from Dragon Age, so that was actually super fun to draw, because I was like, yes, I can draw this, and I kind of went overboard and did a really paintery sort of bit, which I hadn't intended to do, but I'm not going to complain. So it's going to be interesting. I think there's been a lot of there's been a lot of suggestions of like a pastel goth, which... Oh, hello, Looney. Are you going to go to your bed? Yeah. She's going to curl up in a little box underneath my desk. Yeah, see you later, Rebecca. Have fun recording. Do that. There we go. And that's sort of the rough of the bust sort of shape that we're going to be doing here. Seriously. Whoever designed Cloud's hair needs to be shot. Freaking hate his hair at times. Ah, no. Yeah, you do, Andrew. But you've got time. You've got, you know, you've got some time. Because I've still got a catch up on a few bits of patron stuff from last month. Where I've been sick the last couple of months. Pardon me. What are you doing, madam? You trying to get comfortable, or are you scrounging for food again? No, you're waiting for me to move my foot so you could lay down. Okay. They don't have to be super detailed, but because they're just going to be doodles that you get each month. You get like a little headshot doodle, so it's just going to be a rough sketch like the doodles I do at the beginning of most of my streams. So it's not going to be anything hugely massive. But since Patreon had a few issues with some of the things that I was doing, I'm like, okay, well, this was safe, so. Alright, now I've got that. So work on this. So look, well, that's one eye. No, it's not too far back. Just looks really far back to me. No, not those lips. Oh, I hate drawing men's lips. With a freaking passion. There's a lot of things I hate drawing, to be fair. Thank you, sweetie. You have a lovely time. Have fun with the tea. Cat, what are you doing? I can feel you. Where are you? What are you doing? I swear I'm going to invest in a webcam just for these things, just so you guys can see what I'm doing half the time. Oh, being snatched by a rock. That should be funny. So every time I draw Cloud's hair, it just feels very reminiscent of my Naruto days. It's like, ah, Sasuke hair. That should be enough for me to start working from. Alright. we've got quite a few people actually watching at the moment. I was really surprised by that. So, hi, Apple Bad Apple. Thank you for coming in. Not seen you before, so hi. Thank you for watching. Hi again, Commander Root. Nice to see you again. Skinny Seahorse. I think you've been in before, so hi again. And then we've got a lot of the old crowd. So hello, everybody. So I just thought I'd check and be like, oh, we've actually got quite a few people in at the moment. Which is very, very cool. Hi, Lara. How you doing? Alright. So, Cloud. How pale is Cloud? Cloud is a relatively pale boy. Yeah, relatively pale boy. So let's go for that sort of mid-tone. That should work pretty well. Let's just start by pinning down the flesh tones. And then his hair's going to be quite pale because it's blonde. So... sneaking from work. Oh, I've done that a couple of times. The amount of times I've done that with watching Critical Role. And then my boss being like, what are you laughing at? I'm nothing. I'm good, thank you very much. I'm feeling a lot better than I did a week ago. I wasn't doing so hot a week ago. So I might do a post about sometimes because I'm all about like sort of taking care of yourself and mental health, and unfortunately, yeah, I did not have a very good time over the weekend of Fort Bubble, which is no one's fault in particular. So, alright, and then it's just, yeah, that will work as a sort of base tone for the jacket as well. So what I'm doing at the moment is this is just allowing me to sort of, I'm not going to pretend I'm not an expert at doing these sort of 3D paintings or anything like this. There are far more accomplished people like Cynics on YouTube who can give you a lot more sort of professional painting. But what I'm doing at the moment is I'm literally just pinning down my base sort of mid-tones just so I can make sure that it's going to be balanced and that they're all going to stand out against this background of blue. Because I can always get rid of them if I want to while I'm working on this. So I do recommend Cynics on YouTube. I watch his videos every so often, and they've given me a lot of sort of insight into painting. So actually this track is reminding me of some music, so give me a sec. I'm just gonna put on some Nier Automata music. I do like a lot of the Nier music. Alright. It's where I always struggle. I never know quite where to start. So all I'm doing at the moment is just sort of cutting in some colours to start sort of blocking some of the tones out. Alright, so I know my light's coming from this direction, so I'm just going to draw this so I can remember it whilst I'm painting things. I'm just going to turn that volume down, that music, a little bit. Actually, I don't need to turn it down. I can just turn it down on my headphones. Ah, smart. There we go. It's getting a bit too noisy for me. Alright, so you can see even just doing that little bit of just blocking in adds already a lot more depth. I know, I'm so smart. I'm so super smart. I remembered that. Oh, my headphones has a volume switch. It also has a mute switch, which when I used to use the mic that was attached to these, I used to mute myself quite often. It was quite hilarious in D&D. The amount of times my players would be like, "Is the DM gone?" I'm like, nope, I just muted myself with my boobs again. Because it was a very common occurrence. Alright, let's do a bit of zooming in, and let's just buff a few of these bits out. So, I say buff, let's just sort of smooth it a little bit. I think this has definitely become a thing when I think about some things I haven't really improved over this year. One thing I would say I have improved, or at least started doing, is this sort of style of painting. So just put that. Because, I don't know, I'm a little disappointed that I haven't grown more this year considering I've been freelance this entire year, but, you know, I tried. Alright, I've got enough started there that I'm going to now just start loosely lining in the details on the painting line, because I'll be blending those in. muting myself in the middle of meetings to take a sip. Oh, that sounds like a cool idea. No, mine used to be I'd be listening to Taz or Critical Role whilst trying to do serious work whilst looking over legal documents, and then I'd be like, oh god, must try not to laugh, and then would fail miserably, and then have my manager being like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. I'm really sorry. Like, what are you listening to? Alright, so let's save that before I forget to save. So let's just save them. Alright. Before I forget. Let's put those in. If there's anyone who does art who's watching me, or those who are new to art, I mean, those of you who do art, you'll probably know this, but no, don't ever paint your eyes, like the white of the eyes, white. It's never white. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now I've done that, I can get rid of that. It's a promising start so far. Ugh, okay. So, because I've not really done these paintings that often, I'm still at that stage where I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So, it's a lot of trying and seeing. So I don't know why I do these narrations of like, do this, do that, because I'm like, let's see, you've got not even any idea what you're doing at times. I forgot how much I love Near Automata music. I'm going quiet again. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to keep noisy. Yeah, I also think where I've gone freelance, I need to start stop watching YouTube, and I need to start just listening to audiobooks or something, because I get distracted by the visual medium of YouTube. I think I should be doing work. I've recently been watching a lot of I can't remember, it's Cypher. I can't remember her surname. She does a lot of makeup videos, which is not the sort of stuff I usually would watch, if that makes sense. But I don't know, I found her presentation style very engaging, and it makes me laugh because of it's like, oh, she's really super pretty, and she does really super pretty makeup, etc. But she's also a complete nerd. So this kind of gives me... She doesn't take herself too seriously, which is nice. Yeah, but if anyone's got any recommendations for podcasts, that would actually be really cool, because at the moment I'm re-listening to the original Taz stuff and trying to catch up so I can get to the point where I can start listening to the stuff that they did after the Balance arc. Because... listening to the Nier music, I'm trying really hard not to be like, who here has played Nier? If you've not played Nier, go play it. Because I freaking love the game. It's so good. It's yum. Yes, I listened to my brother and me. Yes, I listened to Mibim Bam. Mibim Bam is my I go to when I'm having a full-blown anxiety crisis. Because it's just like, these boys crack wise, but at the same point they have the same crippling anxiety as me at times. Also, Griffin is totally my Patronus when it comes to like how I feel as a DM. Like when he goes, no, what? You can't just do that. Well, that's what the spell says. Wait, no. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like my favorite Yahoo. I remember I wasn't sure if it was a Yahoo or if it was actually. I think it was one of their questions from their audience, which is still my freaking favorite. Which is I've recently started a day job, and like I've only got 5 outfits. Like, can I survive on this, or should I buy more? And I think it was Travis who was like, no, you just lean into it. You have your Monday shirt, your Tuesday shirt, your Wednesday shirt, Thursday shirt, and Friday shirt. And then once you've been in the job for like 2 years, you then just mix it all up and just see people freak out. It's made me laugh. I really love them. It's the only thing that sometimes, like, listening to Critical Role, when Matt really gets into the bad guys, it can sometimes give me anxiety because I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? Just because the tension. But what I like with like Taz is, you know, regardless of what happens, you know, you always know it's gonna be okay. I will also say one thing, because I bought the comic, which I actually really recommend, because there are a few changes in it compared to the original podcast, obviously for copyright reasons, because I started off with one of the modules. It's really funny because when they mentioned, because Clark has had a name change, and I just still, every time I was reading it, I just wasn't even reading it as the name that was there, I just kept reading it as Clark. But yeah, having met the artist of the comics at Thought Bubble, the artist is also really nice. Carrie was lovely. She was very bright and bubbly. Yeah, the comics are really, really. I really like the comic so far. The artwork's really nice. It's been nice to have for me as like an artistic resource as well, because of while the line work and the coloring's very simple, but it tells a story really well. And it's been interesting trying to see because it's the difference in angle that they've taken from the Vox Machina stuff. The Vox Machina is like very serious in the story, whereas actually in the comic they've actually incorporated Griffin and been like, yeah, you gotta do a perception check, and actually they've kept in the commentary from the players being very sarcastic, and that they've leaned into the meta. So it's been interesting with that, because of, again, it takes a very different approach to what Critical Role took, which I love, which I like. I like that there being these things where they are similar, that it's blah 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 blah. It very much shows how things that can initially sound very similar, due to the creative spin put on it by, you know, creative intentions can be so different. But yeah, they have changed a few things. Namely, they've had to change like the copyright stuff. Also, I was really surprised. I didn't know, but I've forgotten his name. He was on Critical Role as the guy that Keyleth really got on very well with. Pat Rothfuss, or whatever. He was involved with it as well. So with the Adventure Zone stuff. So it's been quite interesting to see just how small the world is in some ways. So that's always been very interesting. Alright, so looking at this, is it? Oh, so there are some dark tones. I've not quite got dark enough here. So let's put a bit more. Carrick, yeah, that was the character he had. Yeah, I've not read his books. To be fair, I suppose pities, I don't find much time to read anymore. I used to read a lot when I used to commute to London each day. And to be fair, if I ever got in the position, if I was commuting again, I'd definitely go back to reading a lot. But also, unfortunately, it's the same for a lot of people. University killed my love of reading. A lot. I say, the person who actually reads fan fiction every single night before she goes to bed. And no, not that sort of fan fiction. I always find it really hilarious. With these paintings, I have very few layers, but even though they look really complicated, I very rarely use many layers with them. Whereas if I was to get out one of my flat layered pieces that I work on that look simpler, like the amount of layers, like for instance, so this painting has what I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 layers. I open my Tabaxi. So this is one of my Patreon rewards that they got. So anyone who's not a Patreon, it's probably the only chance you can get to see this image outside of my YouTube video. You can just see here how many layers there were. Like, the numbers go up to like 70. And that looks actually simpler in a lot of ways than this. Oh, I will have to. I really will have to try and find some time. Maybe over Christmas. Because I do take Christmas off. Because, not only because of like freelancing, there's very little freelancing at Christmas. Like, it'll be a mad dash up to Christmas because I've got people asking if I'll take commissions for Christmas. It's like, oh, I need to get through some other stuff first. Like, I've got commissions that have been sitting since February undone because of all my health things and that. So, and unfortunately, because of sometimes I find traditional easier to do, particularly for commissions, because it doesn't cause me to get depressed as much. But recently I've been feeling better about digital, so I'm going to be able to finish off those commissions soon. But the commissions will get some money off because of they have been waiting so long and they've been so patient throughout all of it. The only reason why I'm doing Inktober ones is because I was like, oh, well, I want to do Inktober because it's a really good exercise for me to get into the habit of inking. And then was like, well, I might as well open commissions if I'm going to be doing it anyway. Not expecting people to actually want the Inktober commissions. I was really surprised. Like, I've got like, what, over 30 May days. I've already filled up 10, I think. Which I was really shocked about. You say that witch puppy about my Inktober's being gorgeous, but oh god, I've been very lucky with the pieces I did for you, that they came out how they did, but yeah, I've very much realised how rusty I've gotten with my inks, considering that my inks used to be, I used to do pretty much all my work in ink, so that's been a sort of very clear one of those things of you don't, you know, you use it or lose it. Yeah, I mean, it should do. It's one of those things. If it's just one of those, that's why I'm glad I actually did Inktober this year, because I think it's just gone. It could be that I've not gotten any worse. I've just forgotten how to use it. Because the thing is, like with, I think like with anything, if you don't do a thing, you forget how to do it. You know, and it's the same with things with like digital painting and everything. If you don't do it, if you don't use it, you forget it. Your brain and the older you get, the more it happens. Because, such is life. The eyes are in completely different positions. I'm going to have to adjust that. And I've probably made this eye a bit small, so I'm going to have to change that in a minute. But I will once I've got this a bit more rendered. Yeah, I'm hoping with Inktober this month should help though. Is anyone else in the chat doing Inktober this year? Ugh, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna sneeze. 1 second. Am I gonna sneeze? Oh, I'm having one of those phantom sneezes. It's like, I'm gonna sneeze. No, you're not. Yeah, that is the sound of an artist going, I messed up the face. It's fine. That'll work. that's really cool. That's a really nice idea, doing like Inktober and doing it like a script sort of thing idea as well. Oh, see, I will say, doing Inktober, I find it's a really good challenge, but I think it's one of those things if you have to set your own challenge. Like, because I think so many people get burnt out so easily on Inktober because they feel like they have to do every single day. Like, I'm doing commissions this year. I do not expect to fill up every single one of those days. I'm going to try and do 31 drawings. They probably won't be done completely by the end of October. And I'm quite happy that if I'm having a day where I'm like, I don't want to draw a commission, I'll just draw myself something as a sort of thing and do something a bit, because then I can do something a bit more simple. Yeah, I always really like Inktober as a challenge. I just don't like some of the culture that comes from around it. Where I think it's really dangerous at times, where, particularly with artists and creatives, where your self-esteem becomes so linked to your craft that it can really do a number on your mental health. Can really do a number on your mental health. It's really, I came across something the other day, I can't remember who said it, but it's like it's really important to try and separate, as a creative, your craft, like what you make, away from your own self-esteem. Which is so hard to do at times. I know what I've done here. I've made Cloud's nose too broad, and yet she doesn't have a very broad nose. Yeah, which puppy were they? Yeah, like, I think it's a good idea to sort of, and I don't know, it's one of those things I've discussed with Rebecca, which is our BL illustration, a few times, that sometimes things don't have to be perfect, they can just be good enough. And there's a difference between, like, an art piece is never going to be finished. But there is a time where, for me, you can say it's done. You know, a piece may never be completely, you be happy with it, particularly if it's a commission piece or something like that. Sometimes there'll be times where it's good enough. And that's enough. It's like the tabaxi image I did for my Patreons. I'm not 100% happy with it, but you know, and like, you know, I've got to get out. It's good enough. It's not my forte, but I've learned something from it. And ultimately, that's almost like the important bit from it. It's like I've learned from it. Yeah, you go sleep, Kitten Poker. Don't, you know, go to sleep. If you've not slept, For those of you who are sitting in, just so you know, I'm probably going to be going for this for a while this evening because I need to get this done. So I know for a lot of my UK and European followers, I'm just going to say this. Make sure that you don't stay up too late and go to bed at an appropriate time. I was just going to say, for those of you who know I usually stream on a Thursday, I will be still streaming tomorrow evening as well. I just was doing this tonight. So, well, oh, hello again, Lumfusion. Just seen that you were in chat as well. So hi again. But yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow night as well. As per normal, trying to get back into the swing of it. I just mentally wasn't doing. I was still sick last week and was mentally not doing well. Which is why I didn't stream. And the week before I wasn't, because I was actually on at that time. I was actually on the coach up to Leeds for Thought Bubbles, so couldn't. Hello, Puddin. What you doing? You actually go. What are you doing? No, you can't climb up there. That's where my stock is. Do you want to come in? Do you want to cuddle? There you go, can't sleep. Alright, I'll put my foot there. There you go. Yeah, me and the cat have got an agreement. When she wants a cuddle but I'm busy, she sits at my feet and I'll put like my foot in with where she lays down and she'll just hug my foot. I mean, literally she hugs my foot and she'll put her head on my foot. Which is why that's the reasons at some point I do want to set up a webcam so you guys can see her. Get you a little fan club. I mean, we have been debating getting another cat because she's so full of energy and she so wants to play all the time. But our older cat is not particularly happy about that. Oh, cat, you just trumped. Thanks for that. Right on my foot. I felt that hot gas breeze my foot. Thank you very much. Yeah, Luna is a special case. So I well, it's almost been almost had her a year now. Yeah, I hand reared her from about 3 or 4 weeks, for about 4 or 5 weeks old, last year, because I'd lost my old, I don't want to say therapy cat, I'm not sure what the term is for, like, I've got an animal that helps me when I have, like, moments, but she's not a formal, like, animal. She is there for comfort, not me having specific, well, I do have specific needs, but like she's not a specialist animal that's been trained for it and the such. But I lost my old cat a couple years ago. Her name was Cassie, and I'd had her since I was about, gosh, 7 or 8. So she'd lived to like right early 20s sort of age. And she passed away, and then my mental health started really going last year. Because she used to come and find me whenever I was not feeling well and cuddle with me. I began to struggle. And unfortunately, we have got another cat. His name is Charlie. He is also a rescue. He's a lovely cat. I say he's a lovely cat. Me and him don't get on. But, like, I'm too noisy. He doesn't like me because I'm too noisy. We tolerate each other. But he doesn't really... He's not a lap cat. He loves my, you know... But, yeah. So we got her last year. And the lady I picked her up from... When I went and picked her up, it wasn't a brilliant house to begin with, and I was like, oh god, it's one of these people who's probably done this for the cash. And she's like, oh yeah, we've got the kittens here, and she showed me them, and I see my cats have I've had kittens before. My cat Cassie, when she was very little, she got out and had kittens, and we had to look after them. And she's like, oh yeah, they're 8 weeks old, and I took one look and was like, I even said, like, are you sure they're 8 weeks old? Because they were tiny. And I really wish I had picked up the other siblings whilst I was there. Because of, I said, oh yeah, well don't worry, I'll take her to the vet tomorrow. And she was really funny about me taking her to the vet. And when we took her to the vet the next day, the vet confirmed that she was maybe 5 weeks old, barely old enough to be away from her mum. And for those of you who've never owned cats or don't know much about cats, separating a kitten from their mother before 8 weeks old can cause them to just have, I think, what's called a sudden kitten death. For no reason, they don't know why, but they can just die, and they'll die very quickly. They'll just go south very, very quickly. It's like sudden death sort of thing, you know. I spent weeks, and over that sort of Christmas period as well, where I'd be up at all hours with her. She refused to be away from me. Like, there's probably photos on my Instagram and probably my Twitter as well of me strapping her up and having her like nestled between my boobs and stuff like that, because she was on her own. And yeah, it's you know, she wasn't supposed to be on her own, and yeah, having to raise a singleton. We're very lucky because obviously we had some experience in dealing with kittens, and my mum helped me a lot because she's fostered before. But yeah, we actually, after speaking to the vet, we did then try and get the rest of the kittens, because we were like, well, and most people who get a kitten don't know what they're getting themselves into, because a lot of people are like, oh, they're really cute, kittens are really cute. Like, when my friends are like, oh, I want to get a kitten, I'm like, you don't want a kitten, you want to get a cat. But there's the idea of, no, you want to get a cat. Kittens, they're cute and adorable, but they actually need a lot of care. Go to a rescue, get a cat. Or if you don't want to go to a rescue and you'd rather go to a breeder, go to a breeder and buy the mothers when they've finished. Because of, you know, a responsible breeder will not let a cat continue to breed more than a couple of seasons, because it's not very good for the cat's health. So a responsible breeder won't overbreed their animal, but they may not then be able to. They won't. It's not that they want to get rid of the animal, but the thing is, it's not cost effective for them to keep the animal, so they'll look to rehome it. So it's one of those things of, if you get a cat, just get a cat. Kittens are adorable and that, but they are a lot of work, and they also don't know, for instance, things like when just to leave them alone. They get overexcited. I mean, it's not to say I would change having Luna, but the only reason we got a kitten is because where we have our older cat, he gets very territorial, and we knew that we would have to get like a younger cat for him to basically not kick off. And yeah, here I am saying, oh, I'll go to a rescue, and I didn't go to a rescue, but I was like, oh, I don't really have the money, and I know it's a terrible thing, and at the same point, I'm kind of glad I did go and get this cat, because it's a case of most people wouldn't have known what they were getting into. But I wouldn't change her for the world. She's absolutely beautiful. My little lunatic, who is currently literally laying on my foot because this is her way of probably beginning to go. So is it bedtime now, Mum? Yeah, my housemate does the food more than I do most days, though, because of they're up earlier than me. So so she's now learned not to go to me for food, but to go to them for food. I'm like, I'm sorry my cat does this. And it's fine. Just, I'm the food lady, whereas I'm the come to for comfort. Yeah. It'll be nice though this time being able to actually have Christmas dinner and that properly, because like last year, because of I had basically, she wouldn't leave me alone. Like I literally had to eat Christmas dinner on the sofa with her in my arms, like you would a human baby. Like New Year's Day dinner was the same. She had to be on my lap. She even had some. She had some of my New Year's Day dinner actually. She's probably why she's a terror now, because she's very spoiled. Because she's a bit of a spoiled brat. Yeah, that's quite cool, which probably that you fostered kittens. Was there any reason why you fostered them? Was it just that you had free time on your hands, so you, because I mean, I would love to foster, but we don't have a spare room. And because we've got cats, you obviously need to have a room where you can quarantine them. It's a shame, because I would like to foster more kittens, or just because I know that a lot of places don't have the money or time to invest in looking after kittens, because they are a lot of work if they don't have, particularly if they don't have mama. Also, fun fact, guys, if you ever find kittens on the street, make sure that if there are signs of a mother, that if you are going to collect them and take them somewhere, that you get the mother as well. It's very rare that a mum will actually abandon her kittens. At least from my understanding it is. I could be wrong. Oh gosh, yeah, 4 to 6 litters. That's a lot of kittens. That is a lot of kittens. A lot of kittens. Sorry, the music's just finished. Yeah, it is hard work, but it's worth it. It certainly is worth it. I mean, and they are adorable. I just remember oh my god, like Because when we first got her, because we didn't have, even though we had heat pads and that for her, I was like, I can't leave her alone because she's got no one to curl up with, you know, at night. And I was like, she's, you know, like babies that like, get touch starved and that. So I'm not having to bring her into my room with me, which is not advisable. I'm definitely not a small girl as well, in the slightest. So I was always really paranoid, like, going like, you know, oh. But basically, I had an igloo for her so she could sleep in it, and I would manage to get her to sleep in it with my hand in there with her, so she'd end up curling up next to my hand and going asleep, which is not the best comfortable place to sleep. And then not long after that, she decided she was just gonna climb out at night and curl up next to me. And I just got so paranoid because I was like, baby, please don't do that because I could roll over and squish you. And that just became a thing. So it just means that as much as she goes to other people in the house when she's like, I want food, at night she will very rarely sleep anywhere other than with me. Will you, baby? Yeah, and she's like adopted like this little cupboard bit underneath my yeah, I can imagine that a lot of people don't even have time and space for like one. I mean, if I had the money and time, would definitely foster kittens. It's one of those things that when it goes, oh, you know, if you won the lottery, what would you do? And most of my things are generally like, oh, I'd want to open a cat cafe, but I'd want to open a cat cafe in collaboration with some cat charities to look at trying to rehome animals and raise awareness on certain things. Like, please get your cats spayed, even if they're house cats. Now, I got Luna spayed a little later than what she could have done, but that's because of where she is tiny. Her growth is stunted. Like, she has not grown. One of my friends has got maybe a 5-month-old kitten. Their kitten is larger than she is, and she's almost a year old now. She's just stopped growing. I think she's less than 2 kilograms. I think she's just about 2 and a bit kilograms, maybe. She is tiny. So when I spoke to the vets, yeah, she was a house cat, and I did speak to him and go, look, can we wait a bit longer? Because I know whilst there isn't a big difference, I'd rather see if she gets any bigger before we get her spayed, because I know that there's always a risk with anaesthesia, and it's a lot. The larger the animal, the easier it is, and like the safer it is. And they just say, oh, it might cost more because she might be considered a cat. She wasn't, because she was still so tiny. They're like, no, kitten. But yeah, it's the amount of people just like, oh, I've got a house cat. They don't need to be spayed. I'm like, no, you need to spay them, because otherwise they will try and get out as well. They'll go into heat and they'll try and get out. And then you've got the fact that you've got a cat that is a house cat. Yeah, Nightbot is jailed for yelling crimes. Yeah, I need to sort out Nightbot, because Nightbot is just Nightbot is moody. Oh, to be fair, it's because the reason why I've got Nightbot now is because there's so many things I need to add to my Twitch, but I've just not had time to do, to make it more flush and proper. But you know, Yeah, that's one of my dreams. I'd like to open a cat cafe. But if I did that, I would also be wanting to let anyone who wanted to do like work experience or anything like that, they could work towards a net. Like I'd make sure that as part of their job, they could like work towards some sort of qualification as well. But I'd want to work with collaboration with vets and that, and try and take in animals that couldn't be homed elsewhere. Like, Luna is technically a bit of a disabled cat. She got an injury. She got an injury while she was with me. She managed to sneak out of the room at one point, and we don't know what happened, but all we heard was her make a really pained sound, and she damaged both legs. We thought she'd broken her legs in her at some point. She's had x-rays. The vets still don't know what's wrong with her. She's pretty normal now. There's weaknesses in 2 of her legs. But to be fair, saying that, she's gotten stronger and stronger. Like, you can tell there's something wrong with her, but it doesn't stop her now. But it's surprising the amount of people who won't take on animals, particularly cats, when it's like, oh no, they've got this injury and that injury. And the thing is, when it comes to cats, cats can survive so much shit. Yeah, she's fine. She just... We thought she had dislocated one of her... We thought she had dislocated one of her limbs, and we thought she'd broken another, but when they did x-rays, there was no sign. She's had neurological exams. It got to the point where the vets were like, well, here's the link to a physiotherapist, because at this point, yeah, we could send you to a specialist, but ultimately it's going to be so costly, and it's probably going to have very little benefit because of where she's a cat. She will learn to adapt because of... Originally, they weren't sure. Originally, they thought she might have to be put down because of... She just was not... For about 4 days, she could not walk at all. Bless her cotton socks. She could not walk. She would just wet herself in her own bed, sort of thing. Yeah, we're talking about you. She just gave me a small meow. Like, and sorry, I've just noticed that. And yeah, we had a hallelujah moment when she managed to, with food being a temptation, she managed to get herself wobbly standing. And it became a thing that we basically did physio while she was eating. That while she was eating, we would sit there and just hold her up straight. Like, not hold her, but try and, like, basically provide sort of things for her to lean against to try and get her to, like, stand straight. And now while she's wonky and runs a bit wonky, she can climb up things, jump up things. It's just when she's laying down, she sometimes can struggle to get up, which is why she's an indoor cat. Because we're like, if she's laying down like on a road or something like that and needs to get up quickly, she won't be able to. And given that we've got a car dealership now going up next to us, we're like, And the thing is, I'm not really a fan of having indoor cats. Like, I don't judge people for doing it. Because I can certainly understand it now, having had Luna. But I'm always a bit like... I don't know. They want to go outside. Like, she meows now. We do let her go out in the back garden. And she has a run around and she doesn't try and escape. And she does have a leash that we sometimes take her out on. But yeah. Yeah. It's probably me saying all this makes me probably sound like a really bad owner. Like, yeah, she got injured in my care. Also to put the fact, I live near the centre of a town as well, which is another reason why I was like, okay, she can't get out very easily. We live near the centre of town where there's a lot of teenagers. Our cats before have been hit by people, not by cars, but just some drunks. So it was one of those things where we were like, okay. Yeah. Also, fun fact, this cat is also the most pickiest eater at times, but she's not picky for expensive food. She likes cheap food. Like, I went and spent lots of money on getting her applause. She won't eat it. What will she eat though? She'll eat Felix. It's like, cat, I buy you expensive food and you won't eat it, even though that's the food that's good for you. It's like having a small toddler. Are you standing up? Or are you laying down? No, you are laying down. Good girl. Alright, I think that's most of the skin tones actually done for the most part on this. So the problem with these like busts, I'm always like, oh, I want to add more detail, and I'm like, sweetie, you can't just keep adding detail to it. Otherwise it takes forever and you can't keep spending 3 hours on each one. Yep, she likes her junk cat food. She likes her junk cat food. She likes her cat junk food. Alright, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? I was looking for something and I can't think what it was. Ah. Yeah, I'm probably going to see. Ideally, if I can get this one finished tonight, it means then I can work on your one tomorrow, Witch Puppy. Along in tomorrow's stream, along with the last few bits of the last raffle. The last raffle winners, and then that is all my Patreon up to date, and then I can concentrate on getting my stuff for Beastly Beverages done. And then hopefully by the end of the week I'll be all caught up and I can start working on comic stuff, because I really want to get back onto finishing scripting Clerical Error and Salatium. Because yeah, I'll probably start streaming slightly earlier tomorrow. We'll see, because I've got to do 1 Inktober tomorrow, as well as a couple of leftover ink commissions that I thought I had done but hadn't. Considering I wasn't very well last week, I think it's been the kick up the butt, because I think I'm finally getting some better habits this week, which has definitely helped. I think I've done more work this week than I have in a while, which has been great. Just gotta be careful I don't burn myself out. So if I'm hoping taking at least one of the weekend days off. If I can get enough stuff done, I'll probably take Saturday off, which would be nice. I'm not sure what I'll do or where I'll go. Probably do housework, but it will be a day off from doing artwork. Might even play some computer games. Shock horror. Might actually get around to finishing Persona 5. Nah, it won't happen on Saturday. I won't finish that. I've still got so much that game to do. Oh, cat can... No, please don't. No. Oh, she's chewing on my toes. That's really... No. Yeah. At some point, I'm gonna... When I feel a bit better about myself, I'm gonna do a webcam so you guys can see what I'm drawing and see the funny expressions and stuff that I do while I'm drawing. But I also want to set up a second cam for the cat so you guys can... So when I'm making funny noises, you know why I'm making funny noises, because you can see the cat's doing things like chewing my feet. Because she's a fun cat like that. Fun fact, she also does have some interesting nicknames, such as Shitbrick. Because of, I don't know how, she's a tiny cat, but literally her poops are the size of her legs. I don't know how she manages it. She literally poops bricks. God, this just looks like Sasuke. It just looks like Sasuke. Alright. Notice I've not finished his ear off. I always do this. Like every piece of work I do, I always forget to finish colouring in the ears. Don't at me. Don't at me, ears. completely forgotten how to draw ears right now. So I'm gonna cheat. You guys saw nothing. You saw... Yeah. And she just likes bathing me. Luna has this thing, and apparently according to the vets, it's a very typical singleton kitten thing where she insists on, like, licking everyone. If you pick her up, if anyone picks her up, she's like, okay, I've got to bathe you now. I'm going to lick you. Alright. This is going to be interesting, because I've never actually painted spiky anime hair. Oh, I've just seen that one of the vintage in the Discord has just gone, drawing blind Ignis. I'm like, no, I'm not ready for that. I'm not drawing my son blind. Like, no. Okay, so it's coming off central sort of point. That works for me. Alright, let's save that. Because otherwise I will do a thing and I'll forget to save again. Because I do that all the time. Sorry, I was just checking. I had one of my Inktober emails come through from a commissioner, so I was like, okay, just checking. It's the first year on the 3rd of October since I've done Inktober where I've not drawn a Full Metal Alchemist piece on the 3rd of October. And in some ways that is very weird. I have broken with tradition. going to be the interesting bit, because I'm like, how does one colour anime like hair? How did I do this? Okay, yeah, I actually did it quite simply. Curious to tell when I'm concentrating, because I'll get quiet. So, sorry. I always get quiet when I'm like, must concentrate. I was gonna say, has anyone got any game recommendations? Because once I've finished Persona 5, I've got, aside from like some little silly or Sim sort of games, I've only then got Pillars of Eternity I need to finish. I think that's the only sort of storyline game I've got. My friend gave me, one of my friends gave me Life is Strange, but I don't know, not as much as I'm like into story RPGs. I really should play it, but you know those games you're a bit like, do I not? Not sure if I'm feeling it. My games vary for me, but at the moment I'm like, what I would like to play right about now, or like what I would be looking for is maybe another story-based one. Like, I mean, I'm working also through Final Fantasy 12 again at the moment. So I'm a Final Fantasy nerd. I don't know, stories is a thing. Again, I like hack and slash. It depends. Well, the thing is, it depends. Like, I could be saying this and then I don't get any time to play until Devil May Cry 5 comes out, and then I'll be like, that's fine, I'm just going to get Devil May Cry 5, I'll be happy. It wouldn't be so bad if I wasn't having to sell my Switch, but because I bought an iPad Pro from where I was sick to try and get on with some work, which I don't regret getting it because of whilst I mean, I'm used to saying that I'm using it at the moment as another monitor for me to keep an eye on chat, so that I can concentrate on painting with this screen. I am having to sell it so that I can pay for it. So I've got enough. Oh, I might have a look at that. Because the thing is, if I had the money, I would go back to Final Fantasy XIV right now. If I had the money, I would go back. Because as much as you have to pay to play Final Fantasy XIV, and I know that a lot of systems have gone to free to play, for me, you do get a lot from Final Fantasy XIV. But yeah, like if I had the money, I'd be going back to Final Fantasy XIV right now. So yeah, I might have to look into Guild Wars, because whilst I'm not a huge fan of MMOs, having played Final Fantasy XIV, I quite like them when they've got story elements. I mean, I never got into... I tried getting into World of Warcraft. My best mate, bless his cotton socks, tried getting me into it, and I was like, I tried. I did try. But wouldn't mind getting Final Fantasy X and X-2 back on. Get the new updated versions, because it's been long enough since I've played them that whilst I remember the rough storyline, it's like what I've discovered about Final Fantasy XII, it's been enough time since I've played it that I'm like, I know what's going to happen next, but I can't remember exactly how it happens, and like actually doing, I can't remember the mechanics as well, which is great, so it means I'm still having a challenge. Because that was my concern. I don't know, it's at the moment I'm on a real Final Fantasy sort of kick, and unfortunately I would play Final Fantasy 15 again, because I know where there's been updates that it's, since I played it, that a lot of things have changed, but unfortunately I lent my copy to a friend who should hopefully be giving it back to me soon. Glowy plant people. I have heard this. Glowy plant people. Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I might have to look into that. Maybe on Saturday, if I've got time, I might have a look into it. Because I miss playing Final Fantasy 14. So everyone keeps going on about their characters, and I'm just like, I miss it on the Discord. But unfortunately, right now I can't afford paying £7 a month. have to have a look into it because of. I mean, I miss my. I very much miss playing Final Fantasy 14. I miss because I had a Makote. I had a Makote boy and a Makote girl because I was like, cat people, yes. Cat people, always yes. I'm not a fairy. I say that. I have no problems with people who like Ampho characters and that. Because from my experience, as much as flack as fairies get, they are some of the nicest people when it comes to commissioning artists. And for my friends who do a lot of that sort of artwork, they rarely get any real problems with people not paying them or fighting them for payment, and generally they get paid well. And also one of my friends growing up, when early days of conning, he used to have a fur tail that he used to wear with him everywhere. And I used to love it because it meant I had a pillow to lay on anywhere I went. I fell asleep on it so many times. Yeah, it's like when I always feel bad when people go to me, oh, you know, oh, would you draw this? And I'm like, I always ask people. I always suggest other artists because not because of I'm like, oh no, I won't draw it. It's more a case of, sweetie, like I'm not the person to come to this. If you want a cat girl or someone who's like just got the ears and a tail, yeah, sure. But if you're looking for full Ampho, I know better artists who can give you what you want. Because yes, I could draw it, but like with the Tabaxi, when my patrons asked for that in August, it was a good learning experience. But it's one of those things that go, it made me show, I'm really not used to drawing this sort of stuff. Which, to be fair, given that I'm into fantasy, means that I'm like, okay, I need to stop just always drawing elves and humans. I need to start branching out a little bit. Which is sometimes what's nice having sort of the requests and the Patreon sort of stuff, because it pushes me out of my normal boundaries. But yeah. Also, to be fair, like as much as furries also get a lot of problems, well, there's a couple that I've met that have wigged me out a little bit just because I'm like, there's one at SunnyCon, bless them, who was going with a squeaky toy, and there was something about that just really freaked me out. But most of the time when it comes in, when they're just happily going around in their fursuits, I'm just so impressed by the amount of work that they put into those things. Because it is not easy. As someone who used to cosplay, like, seriously, props to them. hoping I might be able to get this done this evening. Depends, because I can feel, because I've been up since like 6:15, so I can feel my brain beginning to go. But I know I'll sleep better if I've got this done, because it'll be like, oh, that's another thing checked off. But what I might do in a sec, guys, I might just take a quick 5-minute break to go and get a drink and go to the little girl's room. You're punishing me. Alright. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take a break. If I can just finish off the hair, I'll take a break. And then, let's see. Probably, if I can just finish. You want to just finish this and then. That's not what I meant to do. Don't colour on the same layer as the thing you're trying to paint. You return, you're here. Alright, that's a bit better now. I've added a bit more shadow. That's looking a bit better. Also means that isn't quite as abrupt. There you go. It's me! I am here! So when anyone goes like, I'm back or anything like that, I just always think of All Might now. I am here! Oh, I might have to get up and walk in a sec because my thigh muscle is twitching. Still not recovered from going to the gym the other day. Inner thigh just keeps going. No. I'm being stubborn. I want to get a bit more of this done and then I'll go and do it. Obviously, if it gets too painful, I will just be like, no, if it doesn't settle down, I will go and sort it out. But sorry, first I'm going to be like, I'm going to be stubborn first and see if it will just settle down. This is why I got fat. Because I get stubborn. I'm like, no, I must finish this thing first, then I can get up. Change the music in a sec because I've just realised that that playlist has just ended because I keep forgetting to put it on loop because I am a smart cookie. because I've got hypermobility, I have to be careful with my joints. So I need to be exercising more to help strengthen my ligaments. But I have been very bad over the last 2 years, where I've just literally not been doing enough exercise, and I'm no longer a spring chicken, so it is beginning to catch up with me. So I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym. And I did what I used to be able to do, and my body was like, nope. Nope, sweetheart, you can't do that anymore. Or at least you can do it, but you're going to have to work up to it rather than just jumping straight in. And the hair's going to just have to be messy on cloud, because I just don't think I'm going to quite be able to get it. Yeah. Oh, don't. I need to start doing my physio exercises again for my hypermobility, and I'm just like, oh, but I don't want to, because I know it's going to hurt, and I'm going to regret it afterwards. Yeah, physio sucks. It helps, but it doesn't half suck. And the thing is, I say this from the perspective of someone who, really, in the grand scale of things, my physio is pretty minor. So, yeah, it does help. And the thing is, I know that I need to do the physio, or I'll get injuries again, because mine comes down to my hypermobility. I technically have what's known as benign hypermobility. I say technically because of it, I still have managed to partially dislocate my ankle just walking to work. So it's one of those things where it's like, because benign usually means, oh, you've got it, but it doesn't really affect your life. And it's like, well, on the grand scale of things, it doesn't affect my life hugely, but it still can cause me to do myself a real mischief at times if it's on the wrong, if it's the particularly impacted joint. And the thing is, my hypermobility has gotten worse since I've become more sedentary, because of obviously my body's not strengthening the muscles. Yeah. Basically what you just said, witch puppy. It's like literally just like, okay. Yeah, It's great though because I can complain to my mum as well about physio because she has to do it as well sometimes, and she's like, yeah. It's always nice when you can finally see where you've come, like how far you've come. Yeah, I need to start getting back on the wobble boards and that. I don't know what physio you've got to do. Yours is probably more extreme than mine. Mine's just a case of I need to be doing a lot of strengthening exercises and doing a lot of wobble board stuff. Oh my god, what blooming Nightbot? What the hell? I'm gonna have to sort that out tomorrow. I was like, yeah, I'll do Nightbot, you know, because that will help with things. And I'm just like, no, Nightbot just keeps making me laugh because it's so just angry and so done with people. It's just the attitude. Nightbot hates. Nightbot hates everyone. Oh, night, Andrew. Have a good evening. Sleep well. I'm so determined to get this done. Like, and then I can do your one tomorrow, Witch Puppy. And then Sleep good. Sleep good, Andrew. Sleep good, Vendrick. Sneeple weeple. Right. Almost done with this bleeding here. I know, Luna Bean. I'll be going to bed soon. Sorry, my cat's she's just like put her head on my foot and is doing that. The look of like, Mom. You know, the look that cats give you when they're like that sort of like long suffering. Like you can imagine them sighing and they're just like sort of sitting there going, come on. One day I'll be the sort of person like Jess Taylor who can do this sort of painting really, really quickly. But today is not that day. One day, maybe, perhaps. Alright. Almost there, I just got to add a bit of shadow to some of these bits. finish this off, let's just put some real sort of highlights. Really just brighten that up a little bit. All right. All right, I'm going to quickly go and take a break. I'm going to go and quickly take a pee break, and then I can quickly try and finish the clothing, which generally won't take me as long because I find it a lot simpler to shade and colour. Oh, that's done. Whoop, whoop. Let's save that and quickly go to the little girl's room and get a drink of water. Because I feel a bit dizzy and my legs cramping up. Ow, 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 ow. Can we? And I'm back. I'm back. Alright, let's just try and sort out. Let's try and sort out this last bit. I am gonna cheat. I am not doing that belt bit. I'm not doing Fenrir on his pauldron because that will take me forever doing that. just quickly do the silhouette of this. Yeah, this shouldn't take me too long, she says. This shouldn't take too long because it's just a lot of ribbing for the most part. Yeah, for the most part this should be quite easy and simple because it's just going to be a case of this sort of technique and then doing that. And then just getting a slightly lighter grey. And then, okie dokie, so that, and just need to later. Let me just... No, that's not what I want to do. No. Come on, Sai, stop messing with me. I know it's your favourite pastime, especially today. Hey, Owlet! How are you doing? Sorry, I didn't notice you in the chat for a second then. Because I was too busy doing the I'm just making funny faces whilst drawing. Because that's me. That me. I hope my mic's working. Is my mic working? Is it working? Is it working? Yes, it is working. Sorry, I was having a moment where I was like, is it working? Ah. Alright, now it should just be a case of airbrushing elements of that, and then trimming, and then erasing some bits of it, and then just changing your pasty slightly. Thank you very much. Thank you for thinking it's awesome. I'm doing very well today, actually. I have had a good day. I've had a good last couple of days after having a bit of a mental health crisis last week. I'm actually getting a lot better, and I've been probably the most productive I've been in a while this last couple of days. Which has been nice because it means I've gotten through a few things that have been sitting on my head, so I've just got to keep it up, and I will be doing fine. So how are you? How are you, Owlet? How's things with you? Right, that will do for now. No, it's alright. That's cool. Yeah, I'm doing better now though. I'm doing better. Just had some not great time the weekend. Although I had a few good people who managed to make the weekend not a complete loss. But yeah, things are improving at the moment. Things are getting better. I'm getting a better grasp of things. Or at least I've got myself a bit more into a routine. I have worked more hours than I probably should have done. But it's that sort of thing of the sooner I get things done, the sooner I can go back to my normal working hours and be feeling a little bit more secure about things. Yeah, I've been lucky. I've had support and I've just been, I mean, I've had diagnosed mental illness since I was 13, so it's one of those things of I've had to get used to dealing with it. It's unfortunately got on top of me at the weekend, and a few triggers set me off. Namely, it was a year now since my actual last job. So the job I was in before I went into being full-on freelance, when I used to work in science work. It's been a year now since I was first signed off sick from a job that, from the job I had, which was the beginning of what was quite a nasty time for me. Because it's very hard, working at a place where you do enjoy working and you like the job, but it's caused you to get sick and no one wants to help you when you're just desperately wanting to come back to work, and it's just a case of, oh, well, you just have to find a new job then, won't you? Being a lot of the responses. bless you. Yeah, J-Con I really enjoyed. I'm just unfortunately J-Con made me so sick. Yeah, it's alright. It's unfortunately I didn't realise with the work thing that until now. And the thing is, the job that I used to have was because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you know. When I turn around and actually tell people what job I did, they look at me and go, oh god, that was quite a high paying job. I said, all I need to say is that I was managing a multi-million-pound project between several large companies in the entire country in collaboration with the government. So I had a very high paying job, a very big paying job, a very not hard work job, a very stressful job. It's very hard then getting another job in that field because of it's not very hard getting a job after. It's hard getting a job after having a job like that because then they're just like, well, why, if you had that sort of paying job, why do you want to be in a shop? Well, because I need money. And obviously they don't want to hire you because they know that pretty much you're either going to question too much or you're going to leave very quickly as soon as something better comes along. Yeah, demanding's a good one. But yeah, basically the job I had to deal with as well also meant that I had to sometimes deal with politicians and things like that as well. But I'd only just started the job. I'd only been in the job maybe 2 or 3 months when I started getting sick. Mainly because I wasn't given any training. My training consisted of, good morning. That was literally my first day all I got was a good morning from my manager. I didn't get introduced to the team or anything. I had to do it all myself. So it's like very hard doing that sort of level of a job when I'd gone up, like I'd been promoted. I'd gone from another job which was still had a lot going on. Basically I was an environmental crime investigator before then, which was stressful at times, but it could also be very fun. And then I made a move because I wanted to become more permanent or get some more skills. I made a move to move into legislation. Unfortunately, that didn't go too well. Hi, Lynette. How are you? Hey, interviews. Yeah, yeah, works are just garbage fires in general. I think it's because at the moment in this economic climate, it's not an employee's market, it's an employer's market, so they can just get away with treating people like crud. Because they know that there's no other jobs for people just to bail and go elsewhere. Oh, sorry, that's my phone going off. So, sorry about that. Oh dear Lord. That has me a little concerned that you've had that many fires. Surely your health and safety supervisor should be looking at the near misses and trying to figure out root cause and such. But again, saying that depends on what sort of work you're doing, so... You go to sleep, witch puppy. You have a nice evening, alright? Thank you for coming in, sweeto. Yeah, that does not sound good, Lynette. That really does not sound good. And I say that as someone who basically my old job before the one that made me sick, was to, when an incident occurred, was to investigate the root cause and do root cause analysis and then make sure that things got fixed. So as someone who used to do that, I'm sitting there going, that's not good. That is not a good sign. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright. I this is almost done. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I got lazy with the coat and such, but that's about as much I'm gonna do. Because I'm sleepy. So, let's just grab all of the visible ones. And let's resize this so it fits. Alright, I'm not going to do a cool down today, guys, because I think I'm done, because I just want to go and have a shower and so I can head to bed. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming to the stream and for being so active in the chat. It's been great hanging out with you guys this evening. I am going to be doing another stream tomorrow. I'm not sure what time I'm going to start, because I've got quite a few bits of digital work to get on with, so I made a stream for most of the afternoon / evening, depends. But just keep an eye on my Twitter and I'll put it up there when I'm going to be on. But I will be on tomorrow, at least from either 7:30 till 10 or hopefully a bit longer than that. But thank you ever so much for everyone who came along and have a great evening. See ya!